Perfect Turd Podcast, episode 142, Lamar. Lot lizards.
You know, we found out about Maverick Entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
Joe, and to say it politically correct, these are urban films, basically films with black people in them. But however, Maverick Films Entertainment takes it a step further, and the quality is a little downgraded. And we found lot lizards.
Well,
uh,
should we explain to the audience? Because not everybody knows what a lot lizard is, Lamar.
I mean, I still don't get it because it's a different word. It's prostitution, right?
Well,
Like
it's a prostitute but their place of business is in truck stop parking
trucks.
lots.
Okay, yeah, okay, yes, lot lizards, yes. So it's a different type of prostitution.
That's
Trying to
right.
use the best words here for YouTube, and yeah, it's a story of betrayals and leadership.
Well, let's. As usual, we do have categories, Lamar, and we can give maximum 1 point for each category. And we're going to start right where you left off there with the story.
Okay. So I will say this. It starts with an interesting premise. So what was the main, because we're going to talk about characters. So if we forget characters' names, what is the main character's name?
I don't know.
Damn it. So the main character is going to be a theme, I don't know, in this whole thing. But she is with her pimp.
Yeah.
And they go to a hotel room and they are starting to have sex. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, he starts to choke her.
Yeah, he gets a little aggressive.
Gets a little aggressive. And so, of course, she retaliates and kills him with a pillow on the back of his head in 5 seconds. But we're not going to go into that. So she, realizing what she has done is horrible, she doesn't tell anybody, and then she just says that she becomes the leader of the lot lizard. She is the pimp. She's a madam now.
Yeah.
And things then happen.
Lots of stuff happens in this movie. There's no real through line, right?
Yes.
It's more like the girls are kind of like betraying each other. They're sleeping with each other's men.
Yes.
And there's another guy, like a pimp, that's trying to take over that territory.
Right.
So there is stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's just not connected well. Everything is just cut together weird. It's like there's no flow. That's what it is. It's not a good flow. And it's just like this movie is damn near 2 hours long.
It is long. What would you rate it then?
I got to give it a 0 because the pacing. That's the thing about these movies. We have to say it again and again, the pacing. If you had like her, maybe like a little montage of her like running things and doing that kind of stuff, moving things along, better. But no, this took way too long.
I'm giving it 1 point, Lamar.
Damn you.
I thought that it was eye-opening and informative and compelling. And I learned a lot. And I liked it. I'm going to give it 1 point for story. Now we move on to the next category.
Let me put on my cap because I feel like you're pulling a lot of cap here, Joe. You know what that means? Cap.
Why? Because I don't vote the way you vote?
You're right, Joe. Let's just move on. I'm going to have an open mind to other opinions.
Good.
Dear Lord.
Next category is we're talking about women in general because this is about women. The acting, the characters, the whole lot. Lizards.
Boy, I can't remember. I remember things that happen with the characters, but I don't remember the characters themselves. There's a lot of screaming at each other. Like you said, they don't trust each other.
No.
They sleep with each other's men a lot. They betray each other. They catch each other in trucks. Yeah.
But then, like, somebody will be in, like, oh, so and so got beat, and then they'll be like, let's get him, we're gonna kill that, and they would all like band together over sudden.
And then they would hate each other again for some
Yeah,
reason. Yeah.
the acting.
The acting was hilariously bad. I will say this. This isn't my favorite film, but there are parts in this where I'm just like, wow, like you couldn't do a second take or do a little bit better. There, my favorite scene is when a woman is being shot in the knee and she keeps on saying that she is being shot in the knee as she is being dragged away. Hilarious. That was funny. There's other parts that are funny
My
too.
favorite part was
Gosh.
this. I guess we call it John. He ends up in a room and it's pitch black to meet this woman Cherry, and he's like, "Oh baby, Cherry," and then he turns on the lights and it's a large woman.
Plus sized woman.
And
That's all.
his reaction was, he's like, "You're not the Cherry I was thinking of," and he just kind of backs off, and then leaves her alone. And she says something, I don't know what she says. She's just sitting there.
Yeah.
What are we rating the women?
For the half, I'll give it a half a point.
Half point?
Just because there's hilariously bad acting in this. So yeah.
Well, I'm giving it 1 point, Lamar. I was connected with the
God.
characters.
Joe,
And,
what?
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I really felt I never knew what a lot lizard was before, but after this, I felt quite connected to the characters. But the next category is cinematography.
They had one light for every scene. They had one light, or they didn't have a light at all. They had either a hotel room, the street, or a suburb.
The same street corner, by the way.
Same street corner. They needed a little bit more variation of things, you know.
They had a little bit of a problem where when it went from dark to light, and they had to wait for the camera to adjust. And there were scenes in there where it was like out of focus completely, just out of focus. Now, I think that the filmmakers were using this to good effect to show that the characters' lives were out of focus, and they were grasping to get it back into focus, like they were getting their lives back on track. And for that reason, I'm giving it 1 point. What do you rate it, Lamar?
Joe, you're just having a grand old time with this movie. I'm giving it a 0.
0?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The next category is special effects.
Okay, I will say this. In combination with the bad acting, there were funny special effects shots. There was a person that got shot in the head.
Yeah.
And he just
falls over.
He just falls over. That cracked me up. That was funny. They had the really bad bullet shots. That was funny. So hilariously bad filmmaking wise, I will give the special effects a 1. I'll give it a 1. Yeah.
I'm also giving special effects a 1 because this movie proves that when you have a great story and great acting and great characters, you don't need that much special effects to wow the audience, and you can use it sporadically and it has great effect.
You asshole.
So the next category is called the track, Lamar. Explain what this means.
I guess it's like it's the, where the women are placed and everything like that for, doing what they do with prostitution. That's where like the pimps and their women and everything like that. So I guess it's like the life. Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, I guess it kind of goes on with the story. There's no real organization with what goes on, really. It's just like, he just shows up, where's my money? And then leaves. And the weird thing about it is like, were there that many clients where it was like enough to be like fighting over and stuff like that?
It seems like all the clients were like the other women's husbands or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a tight circle there. Maybe they were all fighting for, territory and stuff like that. So I guess the track I'll give like a half a point. What do you give it, Joe?
Well, for the track, I'm giving it 1 point, Lamar, because I thought it was a gritty tale and a very gripping depiction of what these women go through, and it gave me a greater not only appreciation but understanding of that life.
God, jeez. Do we have a troll meter for you, Joe? Do we have one? We may need to add one. Good Lord.
Well, I've tallied up the score, Lamar, and we had a total of 7, and so we average it out between the two of us to a whopping 3.5 out of 5 for Lot Lizards.
I don't believe you.
Is this the worst movie we've ever seen?
Well, I won't say it's the worst because we've seen, what was it, 5G Zombies.
But this was much longer, so it was more torturous.
But see, 5G Zombies felt longer than this, though. And that, I think, was shorter. That's the sad part. And then, of course, we have to talk about what Jurassic Prey.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was pretty bad. This one was like, if you would have just had it like maybe at an hour and a half at most, you could have had like things going. But it was just so...
And also, like you said at the beginning, if they didn't abandon the whole plot of these women are like out for revenge and they're like taking back their lives type of deal, like blowing guys away with machine guns and stuff.
Yeah, doing something that would have been a cool story, but it's just like, no, we're gonna betray each other and sleep with each other's men.
Well, there you go, 3.5 out of 5. Lot Lizards. Peace.
Deuces. Jesus.